Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. You may be aware that there were some riots in the UK in late summer during August. There was an attack against some children, and there was false information put out about who had caused the attack, and there was riots on the streets, and these spread, very violent. And the courts have really been cracking down on them, and people are still appearing before the courts and getting sentenced. And a mother and daughter were recently jailed for taking part in the riots. And they were out walking their family dog at the time. The lady was 52 years old, her daughter was 24, and they were out walking their Chow Chow dog in Middlesbrough, in the northeast of England, and there was a riot taking place. So while they were out walking the dog, they decided to get involved in a riot. They ended up smashing up a car and shoplifting, doing this stuff while they were holding the dog on the lead. And the mother's been sentenced now to 22 months in prison, and her daughter has been sentenced to 20 months in prison. Apparently there was drink and drugs involved somewhere in the whole process along the way. Now, I have to say this, I am a dog owner. I have 2 dogs. Usually I take my dogs out for a walk twice a day. I've never been tempted to go on a riot while I'm out walking my dogs. I find it absolutely baffling. The fact is that people do things when they're in the company of other people that they would never dream of doing when they were on their own. I'm quite sure that if this mother and her daughter were out walking the dog and there wasn't already a riot taking place, they wouldn't start smashing up a car, they wouldn't run into a shop with their dog and start shoplifting. But because other people were doing these things, they somehow felt a desire that they would also get involved. Who we spend our time with, and who we get involved with, and those whose company we keep, makes a big difference to our behavior. If we are with people who love the Lord, if we are with people who are seeking to bless others, if we are with people that are positive, people who are people who love to praise God, who love to pray, then you know what? We're going to be much more likely to be like the people we're spending time with. But if you're constantly spending time with people who are critical, then the chances are you may well end up critical as well. If you constantly spend your time around people who use a lot of foul language and cursing, you might find the odd curse word starts slipping out of your mouth as well, because we become like the people we spend time with. This is one of the reasons why we should not neglect the assembling of ourselves together as believers. When we meet with other believers, when we spend time with other believers, when we come together with them into the presence of God, there's something in that corporate act that is so much more powerful than us just worshiping God on our own, or sat at home watching an online service, or walking along the beach and saying, well, I can pray to God just as well on the beach as I can in church. Actually, you can't. Because when you join with other people, everything becomes heightened. Everything becomes more powerful. Faith is increased. Love for God is increased. So hopefully none of you are going to go out while you're walking a dog, if you have a dog or whatever else, going doing the shopping or whatever. Hopefully none of you are going to go out and just on the spur of the moment decide to get involved in a riot. But nevertheless, we need to be careful who we keep company with. Spend time deliberately, intentionally. Spend time with the people of God, and you will see a positive difference in your life. Do not neglect the assembling of ourselves together. God bless you today. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.